Alright, hopefully we are live. Let me know if you are seeing this. And also, let me know how loud the ocean is. Because if the ocean is too loud, I will close that window. And we are using Starlink, so Starlink has excellent download, upload, so it might be laggy. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But we are in Half Moon Bay, which is probably about an hour or so. Well, actually, it's not very far south of San Francisco, but traffic is a disaster in this area, so it's about an hour with traffic and just going through up the coast. You can't go very fast anyways. Enzo is next to me. Let's see. There's Enzo. Lotus is down there. He got down there a minute ago when some kids were being loud, and then fell asleep, so I just left him down there. But yeah, so like I said, let me know how the stream goes. YouTube has given me the occasional warning that the stream bitrate might not be high enough, but I don't know, we'll see. Yes, Friday is Lotus's birthday. Enzo's birthday was a couple weeks ago, so it is birthday month. Yep, birthday month. Oh, thank you, Susan, for the $10 sticker. Like I said, we are right on the ocean, which is not something I normally do. We're actually in a campground. That's why you see like other RVs, but there's no like free campsites anywhere near San Francisco like there is on the eastern part of California. It's not too bad though. It's actually, even with like processing fees, we're only staying one night, but it was only like $42 or something, so it wasn't too bad, honestly. Probably spent more in gas getting here. Raleigh is, I can show you Raleigh. Let's see. There's Raleigh. She's snoozing. But I've been carrying this little mini suitcase of all my live stream stuff for the last 3 months. I was like, I gotta make use of this. And with Starlink, I figured that was going to be my best bet. So I know there's a lot of chat going on. The moving Q&A last time, Sebastian. So you're actually not doing too bad. Wow, Holly's been here for 2 to 3 years. That's a long time. I'm glad you guys like the ocean sounds. Let me know if it gets too loud or anything. Like I said, I can close this window behind me. I don't know how much the mic's going to pick that up. Yes, Nisha did get to see the pups a lot in California. In fact, I have a new video that I'll probably post up. It's done. I'll probably post it, since I'm doing the live stream today, I don't know, maybe tomorrow or Thursday I'll post that, but where they got to see her and they went crazy and stuff the first time they saw her. But she lives in San Bernardino, which was just pure coincidence. That's where we ended up for Enzo's vet appointment. So because of that, they kind of became like our unofficial vet, which actually just kind of worked out nicely. So for the last month or so, I would, within like a 400 or 500 mile radius of LA. Also, Eric came in, which I know a lot of you know. I knew he was going to be coming in too, so I was trying to stay kind of in that LA area as well. Are you gonna come up? Well, come on. So for those reasons, I kind of stayed in Southern California for a lot longer than I anticipated, but it worked out well. You coming up, sweetie? You gonna come up here? I know you don't like the other humans, especially the small humans. They're the sketchy ones. Yeah. Let's see. Lots of happy birthdays. Let's see. Yeah, Riley's just snoozing. Yeah, sorry if it's a little laggy. I mean, if it gets to be too much, I don't really have a solution other than just ending the stream. So hopefully it just kind of is what it is. Oh, I got a super chat from Christine. She says, "Happy birthday, boys." Trying to keep up with the chats here, but there's a lot of them coming in. National parks, will we hit any? So we sort of did. We hit Sequoia National Park. We were actually going for Sequoia National Forest, but we also went into the national park. They kind of blend in one another. We actually, because Eric's flight landed in LAX at like 10 p.m. on a Thursday or Tuesday or I don't know, whatever day of the week it was. I don't even remember now. So we ended up. Oh, you got a donation, super chat from Michelle. Good to see you all live. So he slept like the whole flight. Like he's one of those weird people that can actually sleep on flights. So he was good to go. I was like, well, here, you drive. So we drove all through the night. We showed up at Sequoia right at sunrise, like literally sunrise. Because of that, we didn't have to pay to get in there, which we didn't even know. Like when we came through, the gates were just open. So we didn't even know there was we didn't even know you had to pay in TARs coming in. So, whoops. Oh, you can turn the volume up on the waves. Yeah, there's a lot of waves, and it is cold. Oh my gosh. It is shockingly warm here today. It's 80-some degrees, but as you can see, I'm still wearing a hoodie and stuff because with the ocean breeze, if you're in the sun, like you can wear shorts and a t-shirt and it's fine, but if you're not in the sun, it gets cold. Like every other day this week, 65 degrees. And that water is ice cold. Yeah, small humans are shifty. Well, I'm glad not watching the news is working out for you, Mark. So Riley is our normal moderator, but given the insane time difference, he wasn't going to be able to make it. So I've enlisted Mark, who I didn't even tell until I saw him in the chat. And I was like, oh, I'll make Mark a moderator, and my sister back in Ohio. So if anything gets out of control in the chat, it's usually pretty tame in there, but I did want to have a couple people in there just keeping a lookout. We did not hike through Joshua Tree. Like every morning I took them for a long walk, and every sunset we went for a long walk. You know, sometimes an hour or more. That was just like a recoup time, which I'll talk more about in the video that comes out in a couple days. Don't really have a whole lot of notes because I mean it's been like 3 or 4 months since I've done a live stream, so I mean there's just so much. The windows are a mess. I wish I would have had time to clean them. I didn't think about it until I saw my reflection in there, but we were in Malibu last week. We were on the Pacific Coast Highway. We were kind of just spending the day there, just hanging out, enjoying the wave, hearing the ocean and stuff. And suddenly high tide came in, and it came up and it completely soaked the entire Airstream and truck. Yeah, so I was not expecting that. Enzo was laying on the floor in front of the door, and he got wet. My countertops got wet. By some miracle, because I was cold, I had closed the window in front of my computer where I was working. Had I not done that, my computer would probably be ruined. It was just insane. So we got out of there quickly, and then I ended up washing the truck, and I still haven't washed the entire Airstream yet. I washed like half of it. So I still, like, I blasted it off just to get the salt water off, but I haven't actually washed it. I did wash the truck after that, which was hard to do. So like I had to basically take them to the park all evening. We were at the park for hours, so that they were completely exhausted. Meanwhile, Riley was in the Airstream for hours, just doing her thing. Then I packed everybody up and we went to the car wash. And I washed the car at like midnight, so that nobody would like bother us or anything. Yes, the boys have gone in the water, Christine. They went not in this water here. So Half Moon isn't a dog-friendly beach, although the dog-friendly section isn't far away. It's only about 100, 150 yards that way. We actually walked there earlier. We didn't go down. We're a little less fine when the water came at them. That seemed to kind of throw them off a little bit there. Pup, you want to come up and say hi? I know, you don't like the window open. I know. He doesn't mind the ocean sound. It's the small humans, the sketchy ones. Let's see. Here's the pups barking. Oh, that's awesome, Sebastian. You can still donate to the Forgotten Dog Rescue back in Kentucky. Absolutely, we still love them. Lots of happy birthdays. What has been the peak of the trip so far? I don't know. Probably the Alabama Hills, honestly. I really loved it there. Driving up the Pacific Coast the other day was a lot of fun. I'd probably say one of those two, honestly. The Alabama Hills was just a surprise. Like, I never expected that one. The Pacific Coast Highway was on this journey. Was drive up that. I'm not going to drive up the whole thing. But we drove basically the entire section from LA to San Francisco. Technically, we skipped out on one part because I missed the turn. It didn't matter. It wasn't anywhere near the ocean. We skipped out on the second part so that we could go to a Harvest Host. It wasn't a very big section. And there's another section from where we are now to San Francisco, which we haven't been on, but we'll probably go on that maybe tomorrow. But really just kind of going from LA to the Bay Area was what I wanted to do, so I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you for the happy birthday songs. No earthquakes, thank you. Yeah, I don't know how the boys would handle that. Since you had the snake safety client, we have not encountered any snakes. No, we have not. Let's see. Does Lotus not like kids? Lotus just is afraid of everything, and kids are just kind of sketchy in general. But really just humans in general. He is much better when we're out in the middle of nowhere. When there's no other humans, no other dogs, no other nothing. Now, like when we were on the ocean in Malibu, like I don't know how I found this little section on Malibu. And like if you saw Instagram photos, like there's nobody around us. And he was like perfectly fine with that. But like this beach, he's a little less unsure of because there's just so many people around. Let's see. What do you think of the California traffic compared to Cincinnati? Honestly, I don't know, like, you hear so much about California traffic and, like, just how terrible it is. Like, I've been in New York. Now, I haven't driven in New York. I've ridden in cars in New York or whatever, and been all around downtown New York. And, like, that is a very different experience. But driving through LA and the parts of San Francisco that I've been through and everything, it really just seems bigger and more. Like, it doesn't really seem all that different. You know, once you have 3 lanes of traffic to where there's cars on both sides of you, whether there's 3 lanes or 8 lanes or 9 lanes, whatever, it's just kind of like, it's just more of the same. So, I mean, like, yeah, it's a lot, but I don't know, it just doesn't really seem like all that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of traffic. People just do whatever they want. It's like, no, I think you're thinking of the Midwest, because here people seem to actually kind of follow the rules and stuff. Let's see, Courtney, other than the struggles of the trip, do you see yourself traveling like this long term? Seems like an amazing experience to enjoy. So I would love to do this long term. Obviously, I sold pretty much everything I own to do this. You know, I don't see us stopping this anytime soon. Now, we are going to head back to Ohio in like late July, early August. We're going to start heading back. And my nephew's going to be born, so we'll spend some time around there. You know, like, what I really want to do is like turn around and come right back out west. But realistically, with gas prices and everything else, and just kind of to like take a break, we'll probably stay in that area a little bit longer, between like being able to stay at my parents' house, and then my friend Eric, who you'll see in a video eventually, they have a Airbnb that they're not allowed to Airbnb yet, per like the homeowners association, because like you have to like wait so long once you buy a property in this area before you can Airbnb it. But friends can stay there, so like we might go there for a little while. So between that and my parents and stuff, and then like you'll be running into the holidays at that point, so I don't know, we might stay like in that Midwest range for like fall or something. Like, we won't necessarily like just be staying in one place, but I don't know. But then, yeah, I mean, definitely we're going to start traveling again, if not sooner. So I'm not going to be buying a house or an apartment or anything anytime soon. That's for sure. I'm kind of losing track of where I'm at in the chat. Christine, have the boys gone in the water? I think I said that, but yes, they definitely did go in the water. Sarah, would you come to visit New York City? I would love to come visit New York City again. I don't know what I would do at the Airstream, you know. That's the issue. Like, honestly, San Francisco was like, it was just somewhere I wanted to go and just like check it off kind of thing. Riley, you're making me nervous, like you're gonna fall off there. Okay. Sometimes she does that and I swear she's gonna like fall off. The thing with like big cities like this though is like it's really hard, and by hard I mean expensive. You know, there's nowhere free to stay. Like during the day is fine. Like coming up the coast up through here, like even like yesterday, what we do is we just find a nice park and we go and we hang out there for the day. It works out well. We show up in the morning. You know, we'll spend like an hour or two at the park, and then like, I mean, we'll stay at the park all day. We'll literally stay till sunset. So we'll spend a couple hours outside. Now we'll come inside. I'll work in the Airstream for a few hours. Then we'll go back out again, and then we'll come back in, and we might go back out again. So I mean, they get tons of time. So like, it works out great for them. It's just then you can't stay there at night, obviously. So you have to find places to stay. And the closer you get to big cities, especially on the East Coast, a lot of times we can just stay at like a Walmart or something, but you can't do that on the East Coast, and you certainly can't do that in New York City. So you got to start paying to stay places, which this expensive. I could not believe that I was able to stay a night here for only about $40. because I looked at a place in Southern California that was not even on the beach. I mean, this is literally on the beach. I don't know if you can tell, but like that is literally the ocean. Like that, if you like the RVs that are behind us, like you just drop right down into the sand and like you're within the ocean within 20 feet or something. I had looked at several places when I was originally trying to get them in the ocean, and you know, it was not uncommon for it to be $100, $150, $200 a night, and it's like I can't do that. So it just gets really expensive to do like the East Coast and such, and then you got to find openings. Like the fact that I even found this opening, we would have probably stayed here more than one night, but that's literally all I could get was just one night. So yes, I would love to come to New York, but I would have to figure out a way. And I see Mark asked a similar question about the East Coast. Like I really wanted to come up the East Coast. That was my original plan, was to go back to Cincinnati this August, spend some time there, and then go up on the East Coast. But I'm really struggling to like figure out how that would work out. Like where we would stay, we'd a lot very quickly. So I don't know. Yes, gas prices are a bit much, Eston. $6.50, yeah, I know. The good news is the gas stations have finally caught up, and they don't cut your card off until $200. The bad news is it's cut my card off at $200. So that was a little shocking one time when I started the pump, went inside, came back out thinking like, oh, it probably stopped me at like 125 or 150. $200. I was like, oh my gosh. So, you know, I knew gas was going to be a cost, obviously. But, I don't know, $200, that's like a different level. Yeah. One time I had to get gas, and it was almost $7. It was like $6.90 a gallon. It's like, oh my gosh. Which I know if you're like in Europe and stuff, that's nothing, but lived in the 70s, wouldn't want to live there again, Betty. That's fun. Earthquakes only last a couple seconds. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think Lotus is coming out of his shell a little bit, but it's really just getting him in places that he's comfortable. Oh, let's see. Lots more happy birthdays. How do you deal with mental health while you're on the road? Watching from San Bernardino. Oh. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I figure that out. Sometimes I just take days. You know. Being on the coast, that's the one thing that has been helpful. I know, like, that was the other thing, too. Like, I was leery about going up the coast because I knew there wasn't going to be a lot of, like, campsites like National Forest or BLM. And so I knew we'd basically be doing what we're doing, which is we find a park or a beach or something, and we stay there all day. And then we just go to like a Walmart or Planet Fitness or something at night, sleep for a few hours, and then we do then we move a little bit. Sometimes, some days we might drive an hour, some days we might drive 20 minutes. And kind of just do the whole thing over again. That's basically how we've been living for the last, really since we left LA, so last week and a half or 2 weeks. But because of that, it's really gotten me good at like packing up and everything. You know, it used to take me an hour and a half to 2 hours to pack everything up on a campsite and get moving. Now it takes me 10-15 minutes. So so that has been like the one good thing, is it's forced me to get better at this, which means it's less stressful. So kind of helps my mental health in that regard. 447 in South Carolina. I wished. 499 in Ohio. Do you stay in touch with your parents on a regular basis? Yeah, pretty much. Not necessarily like every day or anything, but yeah, I'd say every few days at least. Do you miss Cincinnati? No. I mean, I miss like family and stuff, and you know, it'd be nice when, you know, we've been on the road for over 100 days, so some days it is kind of like, oh, it'd be nice to just be able to like go home, go to my parents' house and park for a few days and just have nice hot pressured water and you know, and stuff, and just kind of like relax or whatever. But do I miss like living in Cincinnati? No. Come to North Carolina or North Dakota. I don't know which route we're gonna go back home. I do know I've got a cousin in Salt Lake City, so I am gonna stop and see her. So it is going to be more of a northern route, but how far north, I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily, like, with gas as insane as it is right now, like, I don't know that I necessarily want to just like go out of my way, and you can go way out of your way in the northern states like Montana and the Dakotas and stuff. So we'll take a slightly more northern route, because I also have some friends that go just real close to Cincinnati, but we'll probably come like down a little bit. But so we might come through Chicago. I feel like somebody asked about Chicago. I don't know. Enzo is snoozing because we went on multiple walks. You couldn't actually get to your campsite until 2, but we got here at 10:30, 11 in the morning. So we parked in the day parking for the first few hours, and we've gone on multiple walks. We went on a walk when we first got here down the beach, and then we came in, we took a break, we had lunch, then we went for another long walk, and then we moved campsites, and then we went for another long walk. So yeah, it is sad when under $5 seems like a bargain. Yes, I am very familiar with, well, I mean, I know what the Badlands are. Very beautiful. Have you traveled on Route 66? Pieces of it. Like, we didn't go down it, but we've gone through pieces of it. Did you kind of wake up there? You look a little, oops, you look a little drowsy. Gosh. Like I said, I don't think I really had any other notes per se. Enzo is feeling better. So, like I said, that was the main reason we went to... and then he got hurt. He started limping randomly. So, that's how we ended up in San Bernardino National Forest, just kind of chilling for a couple weeks. Just, the vet was like, he needs to take it easy for a couple weeks, so we went up to the forest at like 7,000 feet where it was nice and cool, and we stayed up there for literally 2 weeks and just kind of relaxed. It was peaceful. Let's see. My niece owns a campground and campground and marina in Virginia. Well, you tell your niece to let us come there. No, I'm just kidding. That's like the biggest issue too, is like I really want to go into San Francisco. Would love to take them to, like, there's some hiking trails near the Golden Gate Bridge and get some photos. But the idea of driving the Airstream into San Francisco kind of makes me sick to my stomach. So we do have a harvest host for the next 2 nights after we leave here. that's on the other side of the Bay Area, but it's still about 45 minutes from San Francisco. Problem is, because you're not right on the ocean, it is warmer. So unlike here, it's going to be a little bit warmer. So I don't feel comfortable leaving Raleigh in the Airstream like all day. So I've been kind of thinking about it, like what I'm going to do, but we might do something crazy. Like, we're staying at this Harvest Host for 2 days, so we might, on the second day, like that morning, we might get up at like 3 in the morning and drive into the bay, get there like long before sunrise, and then that way we could stay there for 3-4 hours and then drive back and get back to our campsite long before, you know, by like 9-10 in the morning, long before it gets hot, and turn the air on and everything, make sure Raleigh's like safe and everything. I mean, she likes it warm, but I would not feel safe not being able, like, I could turn the zero breeze on for her and stuff, but she's stubborn. She might just be like, no, I'm just gonna go lay on the other side of the Airstream or something. So like, I wouldn't feel comfortable not having an eye on her. So I've been debating that, just like getting up like super early and going and leaving Raleigh in the Airstream, and then taking just the pups into like Golden Gate Park or something, just for like a few hours, get some photos and stuff, and just kind of check it off the list. Sarah, how long have you been on YouTube? I don't know. A few years. I know my analytics say I've uploaded over 400 videos to this channel. Linda, do they get the humidity out there like they do on the East Coast? So like up here by the ocean, yes. I haven't checked it today, but I bet it's super high, probably 80-90%. But it's so cool coming off the ocean that you don't even, like, it doesn't even matter. Actually, no, today's really low. It's 31%. But a lot of times coming up the Pacific coast, it was regularly 80-90%, but it was still nice and cool out. But when you get to like Southern California or the Eastern Sierra Nevada, like flat lines, 0%. I actually bought a humidifier and started running it at night because I was worried, like my own skin was getting really dry and like their noses were getting dry and stuff. But it's not like that sticky humidity that you think of like in the East. So it's a little bit different. Oh, Sebastian donated. Thank you, Sebastian. Told you I would donate it. I didn't say I didn't believe you. Just, it's slow, just to let you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping an eye on it. I know it's dropping frames. It's not really like a solution for that, unfortunately. Basically, Starlink is kind of like, it goes up and down with its stream, unfortunately. So there's not a whole lot I can do for that. Let's see, I think very courageous and virtuous. Sounds quite amazing. Well, thank you, Betty. What did the boys do for individual birthdays? So Enzo, we were in Sequoia when his birthday hit, so we got him just a little local something for him. But it's not like they don't get to go out and do stuff every single day, so. No presents, though, or anything. Like, we have plenty of toys. And we don't have room for the toys that we have, so nothing like that, really. Oh, 103 in Sacramento. Yeah, so I don't like that. We were in San Jose yesterday, and it was high 80s. We had to run the zero breeze like all afternoon. But it's weird that it's not even when the sun sets. It's when the sun just starts to like go down a little bit. You know, it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's just like a little bit down, and it just dramatically drops in temperature. So they are pretty well adjusted to traveling. No. If you go back like in the old videos, every time we get in the car, like Lotus would go crazy and, you know, they're all excited and all this now. Now I load them up in the truck and they just like lay down immediately. They're like, okay, I'm over this. This is no longer exciting. Sebastian, yes, I can still send you a sticker for the Forgotten Dog Rescue. DM me on Instagram your address and whether or not you want Enzo or Lotus and whether or not you want color or black and white. And then basically I have to forward that to my dad and he will mail you one. Let's see, have you met people you've been able to spend time with, like around campfires or while hiking? Have you met Lotus? People said try to say hi to me or something, and Lotus just goes like crazy. He's like, no, no talking to my human. I have met a couple people, but not, you know, I'm not like going up to other campsites or anything like that. So nothing like that. But I have gotten to meet a few people just here and there for random things. Oh, hey, Cliff, what's up? Yes, still pretty hooked on pistachios. Bye, Sebastian, no problem. Just DM me your information, I'll get you a sticker out. Miriam, thank you for the donation. This is from Ranger and Sergeant for the boys to get some precious if they want or anything they might need. I'm sure we'll get them something. Somebody else sent them a little gift card too, so I still have to get them something. I'll get them something, but has Riley escaped from a car seat again? That was just too funny. That was not funny, actually. That scared me. No, she has not escaped, although their neck, and it's just like when their mom does it, they basically just go limp and let you. And then I also hold her by her vest. So like I've got like double grip on her. And I've done this a million times now. And I don't know if I just didn't grab her hard enough or what, but she like flinched and like I ended up putting her, like not dropping her, like I sat her down real quick because I was afraid I was going to drop her, even though she probably landed on her feet. And that was the one time she got away from me this entire time. And of course, it was when we were on the Pacific Coast Highway. And I freaked. I screamed her name. Like, I was like, Rally! And, you know, she's not a dog, so she doesn't respond the same way. But I don't know what she must have known in my voice. Because she just, like, stopped and froze and let me pick her right back up. Because I literally lost it. I was like, this is not the time. Bye, Cliff. So yeah. So that scared me for the life of me, but other than that, things have been going well. Dead hockey nerd here, San Jose. I'm with the Sharks. Remember from the old video. So I grew up. I did grow up playing hockey. I am doing well, thank you, Sarah. Let's see if I've missed any. If I've missed your questions or comments, let me know. I feel like there's just so many things I could tell you guys. So far behind on videos as always, but like so many like unique experiences and different things. Some of it's just like little nuanced things too. Like we drove past, Tesla the other day, and not like the Tesla car dealership, like Tesla. Like it's like, okay, we don't do that every day. And like we drove through Cupertino, and we drove near Mountain View and stuff. So it's just kind of like little things like that, and then, you know, we've got the whole videos with Eric to show you. I feel like there's other things we've done. I don't even know. Greetings from Miami. I definitely miss those. Right. So, what other questions, comments? We're down to every 2 sheets. I get one. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I got. We will, whenever this ends, I'll probably feed them dinner, and then we'll go like on one last. Love the Instagram posts. Just hate that they disappear so quickly. Maybe some shorts possibly. You're talking about the stories? So I had to explain this to somebody. I think it was like my mom recently or something. But if you just want to see something, just put your finger on it, and it'll stay as long as you want it to stay. And then once you let your finger off, then it'll go. So that's a little Instagram trick for you guys. Betty, I was right with you until you said DVD. I don't even think they make DVDs anymore. But no, I get what you're saying. Yes, YouTube is, for all intents and purposes, my full-time job. Which is why I need to get videos out more often. But that's been like another good thing about this traveling up the coast is it used to be that when we had travel days and stuff, I never got any work done. It was just too hectic, too much going on. But now because we're literally having a travel day every single day, it's forced me to, like I said, we get up in the morning, I find a park, we get there early, I set up shop, I set up Starlink, I get work done, editing, whatever. Even like this, today I knew I was going to do the live stream and not edit. So we got here, made sure we got here in plenty of time, made sure I got Starlink and all that set up. But yeah, and I just remembered a really funny story, which I'll tell you guys here in a second. Let's see. Have you run into other campers that would make you uneasy enough to want to make the move? Not enough to make me want to move per se, because moving isn't always feasible or easy. There's definitely been some questionable times, where I felt a little uneasy, but it was just, it's probably just like some people will show up on the National Forest land or the BLM land, and they're really just kind of like traveling or something, maybe, or doing something out of their car, and they can, I don't know, sometimes they just do really weird things. So you're like, wait, are they doing something they shouldn't be doing, or are they just, I don't know. Now there have been a couple Walmart stays where I felt extremely uneasy. I know one Walmart stay, I ended up opening up one of the windows and just staying up most of the night working because I felt uneasy. But we couldn't leave because that was one of the times Enzo had a vet appointment the next morning, and we were sharing a parking lot with that PetSmart, so there was no point in leaving. So I've had a couple things like that, but a lot of times it's just really just getting used to a place, honestly. San Jose, I gotta say, that's a unique experience. Really, this whole area, this whole Bay Area. Um, you know, you hear things like Skid Row in LA where there's like this whole section of homeless people, but San Jose is very odd that you can be going down a road. So the park we were at yesterday, there was a house for sale, like right around the corner. I saw it when we were pulling into the park, so of course I had to like Zillow it because I was just curious. It was 1,300 square feet, and they wanted $1.4 million. I mean, it was barely bigger than a house we lived in. Which, you know, I mean, that's just typical Silicon Valley, like whatever. But then we go over to Walmart, which was probably about the equivalent of maybe 10 or 12 streets away if they were in rows like that. And when I was trying to find the Walmart, I turned down this other street, and I kid you not, I was like, wait, what's going on? There's all these RVs, and it was literally just people living out of RVs down the street. And I've seen several streets since like that, and like you'll just see like just little gatherings of cars or RVs or something, people just living in them, and it's very weird to see that. Like that is very different than what you see in more on the East Coast and stuff. But the funny story though is one of the parks that we were staying at during the day, when we were not technically in San Jose yet, we were a little bit south of it, and there really wasn't any parks in the area. I didn't expect that. We had gone there because there was a Walmart, and that's where we were going to end up sleeping for the night. So I drove past the Walmart just so I knew where it was, made sure it looked okay, and then I pulled up the map for parks, and I was really shocked. There was like a lot of farmland around this one, so there wasn't a lot of parks. So I finally find one. It's like 10 or 15 minutes away, so it's like, all right, fine. So we drive there, and when we pull in, it's like this private park or something. It has like a gate, and it says the gates close at night and stuff, and I'm like, well, this is really sketchy or whatever. I don't want to like get locked in here. But I was like, well, we'll be okay. Like, we're just going to go for a hike and stuff, and then, you know, I'll just be sitting in the Airstream, so I'll make sure. The sign says the gates locked us in. I mean, it was a Friday night. Concerned with it if we did get locked out while we were on our hike or something. I was like, it'll be fine. So we go on this hike, and we come back an hour or so later, and there's RVs everywhere. Apparently, they were having some dog agility contest that weekend, and had rented out the whole park, and all these dog trainers were coming in with their RVs and staying the weekend and stuff. So I was just like, oh, okay, so we just blended right in. So we ended up living at this park for like 2 days. It was great. They had these awesome hiking trails and stuff, so we would just get up. Obviously, a lot of dogs around. Lotus wasn't a huge fan, but we would get up and we would go onto the trails, and there was, you know, none of these people here for this agility thing were getting on trails. So we would go out on these trails that were multiple miles long and just go out in the nothingness, and it was awesome. So it's kind of funny. Like, we just kind of wandered into this thing and ended up staying there for 2 nights. So it's kind of funny, but so what time is it in California? It is 5:52. Yes, I do realize California has a lot of homeless problem, but it was just it's just how San Jose and this whole area is like intermingled, where on one street you're looking at houses that are $1 million, and then a few streets later there's a bunch of RVs parked that people are living out of. It's just very bizarre how they're all just kind of intertwined like that. Usually, like, you have like sections and stuff, so it's kind of weird. Hey, Will, have you ever get your haircut again? No, I have not gotten my haircut. It is, it's pretty long. Probably when I go back to Cincinnati, I'll get it cleaned up a little bit or something, but no, I'm just gonna let it go for now. Yeah, I know. I realize most parks close at dusk and dawn, but they don't usually have gates. This one had gates, and like motorized gates. So, dock diving. I don't know what that is, Mark. Yes, they are still on Gentle Giant's food. Hello, Gloria. Don't worry. We're still here. Pups and Rally are enjoying life pretty well, I think so. Alright. Any other questions or anything? I know we're coming up on about an hour. I mean, I'm fine with staying if like people have like stuff they want me to talk about, but can we see the birthday boy? Which birthday boy? Technically, Lotus's birthday is this week. But yeah, so there's Enzo. Oh, you say his name, he wakes up. And then there's Lotus laying down there. And then there's Rally over there. And there's the ocean back there. And my really dirty windows. What, did you wake up there? Did you wake up, Hammy? You look a little discombobulated. This gotta go somewhere. We were in the day parking earlier, and I knew we were only going to be there for like 2 hours, so I didn't even, since we were constantly going in and out, I wasn't going to wipe their paws, so I just didn't let them up on the bed for that 2 hours. So as a compromise, I left the little window thing of the door open so Enzo could stick his head out, and he freaking loved it. He just stuck his head out like the whole time, just like people watching. And then somebody said hi and he barked at him. It's like, okay, awesome. Well, I know it's been dropping some frames and stuff, but now that I have Starlink, I do hope to do some more live streams. We're going to go any further north. So my original plan was actually to go up farther into at least Oregon. But there wasn't anything specifically in Oregon that I was like, oh, I need to see this. I just kind of wanted to just keep going up the coast, honestly. Honestly, I'm kind of just at the point, one, you can't go any farther up the Pacific Coast Highway. Like, it's been hard coming from LA to San Francisco, but we're able to relatively easily veer off and like find Walmarts or Planet Fitnesses or campgrounds or something to stay at. This next section, unless you are staying at a campground and unless you booked it in advance, two things that I don't want to do. I don't want to pay for it, and I don't want to, and even if I was willing to pay, like, they were all booked weeks in advance. Like I said, it's just some weird miracle that we were able to find this spot for one night. There's nowhere to really veer off. I mean, it's literally ocean on one side, mountains on the other through most of it. So I don't really want to do that right now. That's a bit much, and honestly, like I said, I anticipated gas, but at the same time, it's getting to be a bit much too, so I really don't want to just kind of like frivolously drive up the coast for no reason. I mean, I'm sure it's gorgeous, but I've seen a lot of gorgeous coasts. I've seen hundreds of miles of it already, so I feel like I'm pretty good on that. Like I said, I want to see my cousin in Salt Lake, so I kind of officially made San Francisco like the end point for the northbound. You know, like I said, sometime over the next 2 days, I'm going to get up super early and I'm going to take the pups into actual San Francisco photos, and then from that point on, we are officially heading east. but in a really slow pattern kind of thing. Like, we're going to kind of head east and then a little bit south of Salt Lake and then just kind of like whatever. And we'll get back to Ohio at some point. You know, I have to be back by late August, but if we get back sooner, it's fine, but we'll get back sometime around there. But there's always, you know, next year. So this lifestyle isn't stopping, so we're definitely going to do it again. We're going to be traveling again, so. Meme stocks. No, don't know anything about meme stocks, sorry. I know, I woke Enzo. You're welcome for the live stream. Well, it's good to know we won't have any problem with dog parks up there. But I definitely won't. But yeah, so I guess that'll pretty much do it. And I was about to say, like, we'll see you next week, but I don't know when we'll do this again. But I'll try to let you guys know. I'll try to make these more of a regular thing again. I don't know that we'll have a view quite like this in the future, but I've only had Starlink, honestly, for maybe a little over a month, and 2 weeks of that was in San Bernardino Forest, where there's too many trees. I mean, it was awesome. Trees were great for shade and making it real nice for the pups, but Starlink was struggling. It was fine, like you could stream like Netflix or something, but you definitely couldn't. I mean, it would take me all night to upload vlogs and stuff. Check out Golden Gate Park. Yes, very aware of Golden Gate Park. But yeah, so we'll try to do these. If nothing else, I'm sure we'll do one for sure from Salt Lake, but maybe something in between now and then as well, depending on how long it takes us to get there. But yeah, appreciate you guys as always, and just saw that. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. Just saw that Ava Zubek got a baby German Shepherd. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I don't know who that is.